Hey there, Rogues. Welcome to the Rogues Gallery. Happy Sunday. Uh, it's been a very slow day for me so far. Um, Sorry, I'm seeing buffering, and it distracted me. Hopefully the internet holds. I don't know. I know it's gone down like 3 times in the last day. I reported a ticket to our ISP, and they responded saying that they pushed through a reset to our router. Apparently it was just us, not like an outage. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it's steady enough for me to stream and play the game and do all of that. Otherwise, I slept in. I did finish, so off stream I've been playing Baldur's Gate Siege of Dragonspear for the very first time, and I finished that last night and started Baldur's Gate 2, which I have started many, many times and never finished. So I'm hoping to finish it this time. We'll see how that goes. I think the last time I played it, I went to a new area I had never explored before and saved, and was immediately attacked and killed by a dragon. And I don't remember why, but I was unable to go back before where I would immediately get killed by a dragon. So didn't have I was like, okay, I'm done. Can't play this anymore, because I had put a lot of hours into it and basically got into an insta-death save, which kind of killed the experience. But now, with the enhanced edition, there's a story mode and stuff like that, to where if I was to get into that situation again, I could go into the options and flip it down to story mode, where your characters are invincible, and at least progress. I think I should be able to push through and actually finish the game this time. But actually, I was really, really happy with Siege of Dragonspear. It was good. It was a little laggy compared to the base Baldur's Gate. I liked all the new characters, and I'm so sad that they're only in Siege of Dragonspear. I want Glint Gildersonson always. I'm very happy with that character. I'm also happy that they gave a male same-sex relationship option, and I'm glad that he's not evil aligned, because otherwise everywhere else in BG1 and BG2, the only bisexual characters and the only gay characters are all evil aligned, which doesn't work for the way I play the game. So Glint Gildersonson was a breath of fresh air. Cleric of a trickster god, and also exclusively male romance option. This is the character that I wanted. Yes, thank you. I'm very happy with that. I will probably play Siege of Dragonspear again, just to romance Glint Gildersonson again. It's not the greatest romance in the series. It's not the most extensive one. It's in it's in a DLC, essentially, of additional content. But it's what I wanted from the series. So, I was very happy with that. I'm a little annoyed that, and this is probably why I've never gone back until now and finished the enhanced edition versions. I was really annoyed that when they released the enhanced edition versions, they didn't add in mods or modifications to make more of the romance options available regardless of gender, or add in a character that would be a romance option, like what they did with Siege of Dragonspear. I understand like a lot of the enhanced edition, they just upgraded, fixed, optimized, etc. But there are so many mods that were already out there that would add in additional recruitable characters that they could have just added characters to give those romance options, and I'm sad that they didn't. And like, I know it's been a long while since the enhanced editions came out, and they're not gonna like drop DLC to add stuff like that, but I love the games, and I wish that that was an option. When I used to play them, when I was younger, when they were new, like the original editions, not the enhanced editions, I always used to just take the girdle of masculinity / femininity and put it on my character to make my character, give my character the curse that would turn them female long enough to start the romance I wanted, and then I would use a remove curse spell to remove that, and the romance would continue on from there. And so basically forcing it to give me the romance option that I wanted, even though the pronouns would be wrong in the dialogue, and but that was the only real way to do it before, without like implementing cheats or installing a mod. Anyway, that's not the game we're playing today. The game that we are going to play today is Mass Effect, which is what we've been playing on Sundays. And I have so far successfully avoided almost all main questing. So we are currently doing a side quest, and then we'll finish exploring the entire universe again, just to check and see if we missed any things, because I discovered last week that I should be moving my cursor over asteroid belts because there might be things there. So now I have to go to all the systems again and check to see if there are asteroid belts that I missed. And then if we run out of exploration and can't find any more side quests, we'll have to do one of the two main quests that are sitting there and have been sitting there since the beginning. Which, eventually we have to progress the story. I understand that, but it's been fun avoiding it. So anyway, I'm going to switch over to the game and hop in. Alright. Now we check to see what the heck I'm up to. Engine debris, overrun research outpost, anomaly, got some titanium there. I think we have to have collected this already. And indeed we have. Plus, if I actually progress main quest, I think the character interactions will finally update, and we'll be able to talk to people with new dialogue options, which is fun. Everybody, like, we haven't talked to people in forever because we haven't progressed main quest, so their dialogue options haven't updated. Ooh, there's minerals somewhere. How best to get there? They seem to be up this mountain, but they might just be on the other side of it. I don't know. Come on, Mako. Going up the mountain. Oh, here we go. Up, up, up. I think over there, maybe? Ah, I see it. Nope. You cannot exit the Mako unless it is parked and on level terrain. Thorium. Ooh, I got it. Oh, shoot my foot. Just realized that I had never turned on the captions. So hopefully the captions are working now. Yes. Okay, good. Alright. Hop back in from doing that. What is... Oh. Huh. I've never seen the little tag thing on the mineral deposit. I guess that's after you do it? Overrun Research Outpost. I want to go to the anomaly first. So I'm going to head further south to avoid the Overrun Research Outpost. And hopefully have better terrain for traversing the exploration area. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's a gigantic planetary moon thing in the sky here. Onward to victory! That gonna be it? Oh, those have to be related to the Overrun Outpost. I see 2 markers. That was a fun jump. Woo! Alright, we're heading towards the anomaly. I love driving the Mako. Ooh, mineral deposit too. I am definitely gonna want to get like a... I would love like a Micro Machines of the Mako. That would be fun. Does anybody remember what Micro Machines are anymore? I don't even know. Oh, I was so close. Polonium. Alright. Let's go to the anomaly now. The anomaly? The anomaly. That's the word I was going for. I think I said it a couple times, but it didn't feel right in my mouth. That was a jump. That was awesome. Oh, is this the anomaly?
Cover me.
See, and the game considers that level terrain. So why doesn't it consider other things level terrain? Recover artifact now. Oh, close. Medallion recovered. This downed pod contained a League of One medallion. Its owner is nowhere to be found. Why I'm struggling with the controls. I mean, it's only been a week. Whoops. Okay. I think we go to the outpost now. Because we started out, like, here and went north and around. So I think we've got most of the random things that we'll find on this planet. To the outpost! Where there will, you know, they'll just invite us in for tea. I'm absolutely certain. It's not going to be an all-out gun battle, just like every encounter in the game. There's no way that's going to happen, right? I see the outpost. The outpost sees me. I see the outpost. The outpost sees me. Oh, they've lit the way. How sweet. Nice gentle rise to get up here. Like, they literally marked a path for us. I'm not, like, climbing up the side of a mountain. A mountain? A mountain. Oh. Maybe they will invite us for tea. There's nobody shooting at me. How unusual. Okay, so we got an update to the valuable minerals quest. Originally, it was find more minerals. Keep searching for more elements and minerals as you travel. Survey any that you find. Then we got keep searching for minerals. You have discovered sufficient deposits of valuable gases. Continue to locate and survey the remaining minerals and elements. And so now we've completed that, and we have you have discovered sufficient resources of rare elements. Continue to locate and survey the remaining minerals and elements. That's all well and good. I don't really know why we're collecting them. To maintain its fleets and continue to expand, the Alliance must find new resources wherever it can. Recently surveyed... Okay. So it's to maintain the fleets and continue to expand. Got it. And me. Oh yeah. I popped in here to save. Because we're about to go into what might be a fight, and I'm remembering to save. Yeah, the creepy music. Nothing to worry about. Although I love this music. Really, really like the music. The atmospheric music. Begin manual override. Take all. And I do think that this is probably my favorite of the atmospheric tracks, with just the weird kind of chime. I do think I'm getting better at those. I still don't like them, but I think I'm getting better. Ah, okay. Beyond this door, there is fighting. Oh, it's one of these. Oh! It really is overrun by Geth. I suppose overrun research facility. I was forgetting we were here for the Geth. Feels like I'm fighting the Borg from Star Trek. Oh, that wasn't too bad. And Caden tells me that the area is secured. Which means I can put my gun away, right? Because we're done. There's no more shooting. There's a medical kit. There's probably more shooting. The first two... There were 2 research facilities before this, right? They had, like, monstrous things in them, if I remember correctly. Or maybe that was a different mission. I don't remember. Doesn't seem to be much else in here. Just those robo-zombos. Robo-zombos. Okay. Alright. Just a hallway. Ooh, left or right first? There's bad guys both ways. Got one. Got 2. I think that was all of them. Oh! These guys came to join the party! Apparently we leveled up from that. Ooh, hello, crate! I didn't even have to do a combination on that one.
Think we got him, Commander.
Malfunctioning object. Cryo explosive. Onward and forward! I really expected more. Oh, we're being jammed? Uh-oh, there's a baddie. All I said was I was expecting more of a fight. And then the game has decided to supply me with more of a fight. Yay! Let's go ahead and level up before the fight. How about? I have 2 points to spend. Very. Do armor. Assault train. Melee and weapons damage. Adrenaline burst. Barely ever use the shotgun. Honestly, I use the sniper rifle most. Ooh, but I could do faster throw. Let's do that. Basically, anytime I can hit one of those milestones, I like doing that. Shotguns and first aid. Alright. Save again. I don't know what we're gonna face.
Kill them all.
Okay, I'm glad I saved. I was not prepared for that. They were significantly stronger than the husks. Oh, it closed all the doors on me? Interesting. I'm opening them. Okay. Love my sniper rifle. Pistol it is for now. Round 2. crap. Leave Caden alone. Did I just freeze that guy? I don't know what the heck just happened there. That was weird.
Bring it on.
All right. Where is he? There. Now he's not there anymore. Hi, Caden. How are you? Who's next? Where are you? You know, I don't even remember how to do melee attacks. I know they're possible. I never do them. Anyone else? Hello? Anybody home? Nobody has told me the all clear yet. Just gonna save again. Because they haven't given me an all clear, and that makes me nervous. I don't see any bad guy icons on the map. Maybe we're done? I don't know though. Open the door. Yeah, like that. That's a good shepherd. Oh heck. I'm just gonna shoot them from inside my vehicle. Give me the option to get in a vehicle to kill people on foot, I'm gonna take it. Oh, there's one more? Aw, how cute.
Strange. I thought one of those outposts would be the main base of operations for this incursion.
So did I.
This receiver's picking up some kind of transmission. Based on the signal strength, I'd say it's coming from inside this star cluster.
It must be a message from the primary Geth base. We can use this signal to lock onto its location and take them out.
Okay. Join all. Eliminate Geth bunker. Find and destroy the main Geth base of operations in the Grissom system of the Armstrong Nebula cluster in order to stop the Geth incursion. That sounds like something that I should do. Partly because it told me to. Ooh, take the exoskeleton. Haven't got any new assault rifles. I don't know why I'm looking at this right now. Don't really need to right now. I have a good loadout. Ooh. But Stiletto 7 looks nice. Yes, please. That's also an upgrade. Equalizer 7. I like my sniper rifle. Let me wear the armor. Sadness. Just gonna click through these real quick because I'm already in here. This all happened because there was an indicator and it was flashing at me and I had to clear that, which meant that I clicked into this screen and now I'm doing this. 4875, that's better. Again, better. None of those are better, and she apparently just can't wear armor. Alright, I think it's time to get back on the ship. Let's just... Yeah, return to Normandy. Don't know where the signal's coming from. Let's find out. It's somewhere in this system or this cluster? I cannot recall. I just read it like 2 minutes ago and I don't remember. Grissom system of the Armstrong Nebula Cluster. That's Gagram. Okay, Grissom. How is everybody's Sunday going? I hope it is chill. Have we been to this system? I don't remember. First, I'm going to check the asteroid belt. Aha! There's an unknown rocky asteroid. An asteroid composed of mixed metals and silicates. Radius 54 kilometers. Rare elements surveyed. Scans of the asteroid field revealed a small deposit of polonium. Have a planet called Sulcrum. I don't think we've been to this system. Warning. Level 1 heat hazard. Sulcrum is the largest moon of the gas giant Notanban. It has a trace atmosphere of krypton and xenon. The crust is composed of various metals with deposits of sodium. As with every body in the solar system, the surface is scorching hot and thoroughly irradiated by the blue giant Grissom. Surface excursions without proper protective gear are certain to prove fatal. On approach to Notanban, Normandy's passive sensor array intercepted a fragmentary coded transmission from the surface of Sulcrum. Attempts to decrypt the message were fruitless. It does not appear to be in any software coding language used by the Citadel races. Orbital distance 10,376,883 kilometers from Notanban. Orbital period 0.6 Earth years. Radius 4,534 kilometers. Day length 0.6 Earth years. Atmospheric pressure 0.00 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature 351 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.8 G. And this appears to be our destination, but we will return here after we finish surveying the system because we definitely have not been to this system before. Gonna check this other asteroid belt. Nothing? Okay. Zaharix. Zaharix's nitrogen-argon atmosphere is being blasted away by the solar wind of the blue giant Grissom. Its surface consists of seas of loose silica dust, some kilometers deep, which periodically swirl into global sandstorms. Many unmanned probes to Zaharix have been lost over the years, though investigation has attributed all to mechanical failure or computational error. A popular extranet meme insists the entire planet is composed of dormant nanotechnology, created millennia ago by a race even more advanced than the Protheans. According to the story, Zaharix's silica dust is actually disassembler robots, which periodically awaken to defend themselves. Though discounted by every reputable scientist, this theory has been popularized by a series of sensationalistic texts by Asari author Delsey Orthissa. Orbital period 266.8 Earth years, radius 6,729 kilometers, day length 51.5 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0.32 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 959 Celsius, surface gravity 0.61 G. Light metal surveyed. While scanning this planet, you detected a large deposit of beryllium on a small nearby moon. And then we have Benda. Benda has a dense atmosphere of sulfur dioxide and chlorine, though technically classified as a terrestrial world, but the surface of the planet has never cooled enough for a crust to form. It is a global sea of molten rock. Like Zaharix, its atmosphere is being blasted away by the solar wind. Once its thick atmosphere is gone, Benda's surface will be a mere 400 degrees Celsius. Orbital period 812.3 Earth years, radius 6,788 kilometers, day length 41.2 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 26.35 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature 30,151 Celsius. Medallion recovered. Scans at Benda uncovered an ancient Solarian vessel. A small team was dispatched to search for valuables. The only item of value recovered was a League of One medallion. Hey, I guess we go down onto Solcrum. Warning. Level 1. Heat hazard. And we take our boy. And our girl. They're the only ones I ever take with me. The others are getting a free ride. These ones are just working. Every mission. Every mission. Okay. We are looking at Geth Incursion. Looking at Geth Incursion. Great. I should have pulled up the map. That's what I wanted. Okay. Wow. Vast open wilderness to the north. Exclamation point equals plot. So that's the last place we want to go. Anomaly and debris. How about we go north first? North sounds good. Oh. Lots of reckless driving, but thankfully nobody around to hit. Woo! Can I flip the Mako? Apparently not on that jump. Ha! I flipped us upside down! Woohoo! I don't know how to get out from this though. I may have to load. can I do it? Can I do it? Maybe? No? I don't think it's possible. I think I'm stuck. I'm also like right next to where the bad guys are. This is perfect. Oh! I don't know how, but I flipped myself back over. How did I do that? That was fun. It was completely silly. Just a little bit of random chaos, but it was so fun. Alright. I'm literally exploring up here because there's nothing marked on the map. And I want to know if there's actually something here. Haha! Mineral deposit! Mineral deposit! Continuing that side quest. Onward! There it is. I sees it. Woohoo! What do we have? Thorium. It's really hard for me. I'm sure it's not hard for other people. Okay. Thorium has been identified and located. Now we go this way. See if there's anything over here. Woo! Forward! Up the hill. Oh, another mineral deposit. Yes, please. Up, 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 up the hill. Up, 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 up the hill. I even messed up my own made-up little tune. Oh well. Somehow, that is parked and on level terrain. Also didn't mean to get out the gun. Uranium. Right, we have retrieved the uranium deposit. Ah, nope. I hit the space bar because I want to jump. There is no jump. I will always do that. Hey, twice on the same planet. And now I know how to unflip if I do flip. Apparently you unflip by just hitting the boost acceleration and it just does it for you. Come on. I don't want to be trapped here. I'm aware of that, Jester. Joker. I'm trying to. I might be stuck. And I'm stuck in a place Joker doesn't want me to be.
You went right off the scanners, Commander. Now we have to bring you back.
Well, thank you. I was stuck. That's better. Alright. North and west this time. That's the first time that's actually happened to me. Where I have gone and gotten myself so completely stuck that Joker had to come in and get me. Alright, should be able to go over that ridge. Wow. Let's go over the ridge up there. Let's go to see if there are more mineral deposits to find. Let's go. Woo! So we watched Schmigadoon, the Apple TV like musical show, produced by Lorne Michaels, the guy that makes Saturday Night Live, and it was pretty good. I've seen a number of these like musical TV shows. What was the last one was Gallivant, I think. And they're okay. I mean, this one had a number of musical references, mostly to Rodgers and Hammerstein. A couple of more modern ones.
Need to turn back, Commander. You're going beyond the range of the operational area.
Yes, Joker, I'm aware. The terrain causes me to need to go this way. The songs were fun, and they did a really great job. The composer was great. The performances were great. The plot is fairly basic, and a lot of like the musical, like the songs themselves are predictable, because they follow Rodgers and Hammerstein. So you can tell exactly what is going to happen musically, regardless of whether you've even heard the song before. Which is fine. It is. There's a reason why they chose to use Rodgers and Hammerstein as inspiration, and down to the fact that like the plot lines are Carousel, The Sound of Music, and The Music Man, which Music Man's not Rodgers and Hammerstein, but like the plot inspirations come directly from those musicals. It's just that that era of musicals isn't my favorite. Yeah, Gallivant. That one was... I saw the first season of Gallivant. That one was NBC, I think. Was it Gallivant? That was the musical, right? Yeah, that was. It had 2 seasons. I saw the first season. I'm talking about Schmigadoon, though. Which is the Apple's new musical series that has 1 season out. And they have an amazing cast. They've got Alan Cumming and Kristen Chenoweth, and just it's a really, really good cast. And they sort of make fun of musicals while also celebrating them. Timothy Olmsted from Psych as King. In Gallivant? I didn't watch Psych, so I'm not sure. But also, hi, Fluiden. I enjoyed the first season of Gallivant, but it also was one where I was like, yeah, this show's not going to last. And I was right. Matriarch's writings recovered. There were several artifacts stored here, all worthless except for one of Matriarch Dillinaga's writings. Whether it was uncovered at this dig site or elsewhere is unclear. But yeah, Gallivant was fun. Schmigadoon was fun. I also don't think Schmigadoon is going to last very long. It's just not... it's unique for, like, a season, and then it loses its novelty, so I just don't think it's going to last. Which is sad. I really enjoyed it. The songs were fun, regardless of the fact that they are written in a musical style that isn't my favorite musical style. I much prefer more modern musicals. I still can enjoy the older ones, and Philip loves, like, that old Rodgers and Hammerstein, Rodgers and Hart era of musicals. There's a lot of investment that has to go into making a musical TV show, which is why I think they don't last, because they have to have constantly new songs written that are innovative and interesting, and while also referencing historical musical stylings, because that's what people are going to want to have. Like, Glee lasted for a long time, and I honestly don't know how. The amount of financial investment to make a musical television series go is big. I missed that bypass. Like, it's more than just, like, a standard TV show, as far as, like, the amount of monetary investment that has to go into running the show. So, because you have to have a choreographer, you have to have a lyricist, you have to have a composer, you have to have all of these additional positions that you wouldn't have in a normal television show. And then you also have to have time for people to learn choreography. So, like, the talent has to spend more time rehearsing than would strictly be necessary in just a normal spoken word television. So your overhead is just greater. And it's also a genre that doesn't attract as many viewers, so you wouldn't have the kind of ratings to justify that additional overhead within a television market. So it'd be lovely to see more. I don't think it's gonna last more than maybe one more season. For strictly financial factors. But if it never gets a second season, they left off the story at a spot where that would work out okay. Like, it could be a standalone one-season show, and that would be fine. From this, they didn't, like, leave it on a cliffhanger or anything like that, to where it would be upsetting if they didn't have another story or another season. Not in the way that, like, Pushing Daisies. Pushing Daisies, I'm so sad about. Pushing Daisies was just a travesty at what they did to that. Smash. Yeah, Smash was, I think, 2 seasons as well. They keep trying the idea. I think it's just that the expense is so much greater on these shows that they just end up not being able to justify them after a season or two. Pushing Daisies, though, Pushing Daisies was a mid-season pickup. And then it was canceled and ended halfway through the next season, so it got, like, about 1 season total, from mid-season to mid-season. And it was such a great show. It was very unique and had a really unique visual style to it. It was fun and over the top. It had songs. It had a lot of like Broadway talent in it. It was a great show. It's a show that I would like to see done again because I think it could survive. It didn't have like original songs like Smash or Gallivant or the one I was just talking about, Schmigadoon. So it's easier when you don't have to have original songs. You just have to have a little bit of rehearsal and etc. And like Ellen Green singing a They Might Be Giants song, that's not hard. That doesn't take too much extra rehearsal, and it didn't have like huge over the top, like full on choreography to it. So the overhead for the songs that they did on Pushing Daisies would not have been near what it would be on these other musical shows.
You need to turn back, Commander. You're going
Yep.
beyond the range of the operational.
I'm aware of that, Jester. The terrain on this planet makes it really easy to do. Alright. Time to head for our objective. Up, 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 up. Up, 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 up. Up, 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 up. You're seeing too many American TV series? I think Smash came around. They were trying to capitalize off of the success of Glee with Smash. But it led to some decent songs, and it was a good experiment in musical theater television. I think it helped them to learn a little bit more and move closer to being able to do Schmigadoon. And I think they'll all build on one another, and eventually we'll get something really spectacular out of it. The baseball song from Smash, the like Marilyn Monroe baseball song, is the thing that sticks with me from that show. That felt like it was well done. Should say. Alright, they're gonna shoot at me. So I'm just gonna shoot at them. Oh, the Geth Colossus. You are going to go down. I am going to shoot you. Jeepers. You have a lot of hit points. Got one. Oh, there's a guy in a tower. Ah. Apparently there's guys in all the towers. Or there are beings in all of the towers. I have no idea what their gender is. Did that thing just poop out a bullet at me? It sure seemed like he shot one out of his butt. It does. It shoots out of its butt. When I'm behind it. Okay, got that one. Okay. The shooty shoots are done. I survived on the first try. boy. What else we got? I know we saw those nopes. No! No, no, no! I do not like you at all! You need to die. Peyton and Tully, where are you? Help me kill this thing! I don't like these. They're too spidery. I apparently made that thing float instead of what I was trying to shoot at. Alright, I got a stalker. They're literally just standing against a wall and shooting at the wall, letting me do all the work. Hello? There, that's better. Well, that wasn't a good cover position. Uh-huh. Okay. Second time, same as the first. A little bit louder and a little bit worse. Actually, I feel like I'm doing better this time around. As the last Geth falls, you hear music from across the room. On the monitor, a Quarian stands before a hushed crowd, warbling a mournful a cappella of worlds and innocence lost. The recorded song is dispatched to the Geth worlds behind the Perseus Veil. The transmitter shuts down. I made it through the battle! I'm not putting this pistol away. Well, I'll take out the sniper rifle instead. Because I like the sniper rifle. But I don't feel safe yet. Upgrade kit. Proton rounds. Polonium rounds. Geth terminal. Secure crate. Begin manual override. I'm gonna have to go sometime. There we go, there we go. Yes! Ha! Really don't like those. Those are so stressful. Begin manual override. Oh, you discover a number of encrypted Geth data files. In the proper hands, they could reveal much about the evolution of the Geth since the banishment of the Quarians. Alright. Is there an upstairs in this one? Well, there was, because I shot somebody who was up there trying to kill me. Let's go upstairs. What we find. Nothing down this way. Oh. Onward! Onward! Oh. The upstairs room is not an active room in this one. Like, all of these little bases are all laid out the same. So I was expecting to be able to go in there. And what? Okay. My controls glitched there for a minute. It was, I could run backwards, but not turn around. Okay. I believe... Geth Incursions is done. We now have a new one. Tali and the Geth. You've acquired detailed data files from a Geth outpost. Given the history of the Quarians, these might be of interest to Tali. Speak to Tali once you're back on the Normandy. New side quest! Take all of that. Let us return to the Normandy and go speak to Tali. If I can find her. Don't know where to look for her. Guessing downstairs. Oh wait, she's in the engine room, isn't she? Indeed, I do.
Information you uploaded to Alliance Control?
Uh-huh.
I want a copy of it.
I mean, that is not surprising in the least, given what we know about you.
You want to bring this data back to the migrant fleet.
Those files have information that could be vital to our efforts to understand the Geth. It could be the key to helping us reclaim our homeworld.
It could. Here's the thing. We know that they created the Geth, and nobody can see their faces because they're all in these encounter suits. So they could be Geth, and we wouldn't know. I don't think they are, but they could be, and we wouldn't know.
If I give you this data, your pilgrimage is over. You'll go back to your own people.
Not right away. I'll stay with you as long as it takes to stop Seren. But my people need this.
You think you can use this information to destroy your enemy?
Not right away. We will need to study it. It could take years, but it will give us new insight into how the Geth have changed and evolved over the past centuries.
Okay.
Go ahead, make a copy.
My people, I owe you
I mean,
a great debt.
Yeah, we'll fight the Borg however we can.
The only thing I can offer in return is what you already have. My solemn promise to stay with you until Seren and his Geth armies are defeated.
I mean, that's good, because you've literally been going on every mission with me.
Thank you, Shepard.
Okay. Now we're out of side quests again. But we're going to continue exploring, because that is how we found the last side quest. Elevator to the map, and then we go and see if there are places we have not yet been.
Message from Admiral Hackett, Commander. Patching it through.
Message.
We just received your report. Looks like this Geth incursion was bigger than we thought. They were probably preparing for a major offensive in the system. We're increasing patrols in the Armstrong cluster to make sure they can't establish another foothold in the region. Nice job, Shepard. You saved a lot of human lives on this mission. Hack it out.
Nice. Alright, we've done Solcrum. We've done the Grissom system. We've done Gagarin, Tereshkova, Hong, and Vamshi. So we're done with the Armstrong Nebula. But we learned that asteroid belts can have things in them, so now we have to visit every system again. And look for asteroid belts. And then we have these last two, Kepler Verge and Hawking Ada, to visit before we tackle Noveria and Pharos. So, local cluster. Really? Only Sol? East Fight. I mean, there might be an asteroid belt in this system. And it might have something for us to look at. Aw, nothing in the asteroid belt. Sadness. Why is there a double line here? Is Neptune? Wow. Neptune and Pluto seem really close together there. Alright. I didn't expect anything there. Except that there was an asteroid belt, so I thought maybe there would be. Utopia, Asgard. Those are the only ones. So, Utopia. Just have to visit every system again. In case I missed something. Because we could find a side quest in an asteroid belt. Or an Oort cloud, although I don't think I've seen any Oort clouds. Been there, and look at all of them. Asgard. No belt. There is an asteroid. I think we did this. This was a mission. Asteroid X-57. Right, that's it for Exodus. Stranus and Fortuna. We will avoid the places with plot, because we will get to them when we advance the main plot. No belt here. Only suspenders. Just a quick galactic survey. Argos Rho has Hydra and Phoenix. Two asteroid belts. Phoenix system. Carbonaceous asteroid! This is why we're doing this! This asteroid is emitting a weak, intermittent signal at a frequency of 1,540 megahertz. Radius 71 kilometers. Prothean data disk recovered. During a scan of the Phoenix system asteroid field, you detected an odd energy reading that Tali determined was Quarian in nature. She led a recon team into the asteroid field, where she discovered an abandoned freighter. The team could not determine why the ship was there, but they did find a Prothean data disk on board. Aha! And that makes what we're doing completely worth it. Although I have that other asteroid belt to look. I can't believe I never realized that I should be looking in the asteroid belt until basically we had been to every system. At least every system that exists on our map so far. No asteroids belt in the Hydra. That is so pretty! Purple and green. Purple and green are my colors. I want this for like a desktop wallpaper. Give me the Argos Row system from this as like a desktop wallpaper, please. Ming Han. Oh, just so pretty. The art. The space art is just lovely. I love it. Love it. No asteroid belt in the Han system. Bing. Ah, there's one here. Is there anything in it? Not up here, so. We have to have done the Worthington, right? Yeah, we've done the Minx. Artemis Tau. Ah, yes. The Greek gods system. Or Greek cities system. Not. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Asteroid belt, please. Nothing? Okay. Nothing in Athens. Knossos? Knossos has 2 asteroid belts. Carbonaceous asteroid! A dark, carbon-rich asteroid. Radius 83 kilometers. Medallion recovered. Scans of the asteroid field in the Knossos system revealed some strange readings. Upon closer inspection, Navigator Presley determined the remains of an abandoned Solarian fighter. The only thing of interest on board was a League of One medallion. Sweetness. Metallic asteroid. A metal-rich asteroid. Radius 127 kilometers. Heavy metal surveyed. Scans of this asteroid field have revealed several deposits of platinum. Alright, Knossos really paid off. Macedon. There's a belt in Macedon. And metallic asteroid. A metal-rich asteroid radius 91 kilometers. Light metal surveyed. While scanning this asteroid field in the Artemis Tau cluster, you detected a large deposit of titanium. Titanium is a light metal? Sparta. We are Sparta. 2 belts here. Belt. Asteroid cluster. A collection of small well, silicious asteroids, loosely bound together by gravity, radius 12 kilometers. Prothean data disk recovered. While scanning the asteroid field in the Sparta system, you found signs of habitation. A recon team was sent to investigate one of the larger asteroids. The rock had a small, functioning biodome, but no signs of anyone still living there. There was, however, a data console with an intact Prothean data disk inside. Cool. Artemis Tau. Good stop. We go to Gemini Sigma? I think we did. I don't know though, so yes, we did. Okay, good. Next is Hades Gamma, where we have Dis, Baranata, and Antaeus. We will start with Dis. And we have a belt. And it has a thing. Metallic asteroid. A metal-rich asteroid, radius 94 kilometers. Light metal surveyed. Scans of the asteroid field revealed deposits of lithium. Lithium. Alright. Baranata. I honestly thought that this was not going to be like something that made sense to do, but we're getting stuff from doing it, so apparently worth it. Rocky asteroid. This large asteroid has several smaller bodies orbiting it, radius 336 kilometers. Light metal surveyed. While scanning this asteroid field, you detected a large deposit of magnesium. Cool. Antaeus. No belt. Alright, Hades Gamma is done. Attican Beta. We're not going to Pharos yet. So pretty. Hercules. I don't know if we've been to the Hercules system.
Message coming in.
We haven't.
Patching it through.
Normandy, this is Alliance Command. We're detecting your presence in the Attican Beta cluster. One of our surveillance drones was gathering intel on Geth activities in the region when it was spotted and shot down. You need to go groundside and recover the drone's data module before the Geth find it.
Alright. So this will be a side quest. Means we will return to the Hercules system later. Right now we're doing our survey. Voyager. Amazon. No belt here. Yangtze. No belt in the Yangtze system either. Colombia. Two belts. Anything good? On the inner belt. Nothing on the outer belt. Well, Columbia was not helpful. Voyager. And then we were just in Armstrong. Okay, yeah. Bamshi Hong. Well, I don't know when we discovered it last week, so we're gonna visit them. Just to be sure. Just to be sure. Bamshi, no. Hong. No Belton Hong. Karshkova. I think this is the one where we discovered it. Yeah, I think this is the system where we first discovered that this was even possible. Gagarin. Alright. Kepler Verge. There's a Newton. It's purple and green again! Look at it, it's so pretty! Just have the Newton system here, huh? Is it a Fig Newton?
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Another side
I
quest.
received some information I thought you'd want to see, Commander. Someone is killing former Alliance scientists. There have been 4 deaths in the past month.
Okay. What did they work on?
Former scientists. Sounds like someone has a project they'd like to keep secret.
Yep.
We found a connection between the scientists and you. They all worked on a classified project several years ago on a cruise.
Okay.
Akuz. I lost my whole unit there. You're saying that our scientists were involved?
I can't get any information on what they were working on. The project records were sealed. Commander, Shepard, what you do with this is up to you. I just thought you'd want to know. There was one other scientist on the project, Dr. Wayne. I'm transmitting his last known coordinates. Good luck. 5th Fleet out.
I think we need to have words with this Dr. Wayne. But first... planets! Sesmos. So pretty. Sesmos is an ice dwarf world, its surface composed almost entirely of frozen water. Normally, a planetoid this small would not rate inclusion on the system's charts, but Sesmos' unusually large and beautiful ring of ice crystals has made it a popular subject for visual artists. The ring is the result of a glancing equatorial impact which left a large trench and threw a great deal of melted water into the atmosphere. The rings are a temporary feature that will completely decay in a few thousand years. Orbital period 272.2 Earth years, radius 3,111 kilometers, day length 23.9 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 0 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature minus 188 Celsius, and surface gravity 0.09 G. Jun Crow. Jun Crow is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of chlorine and sodium in its upper atmosphere. Like Uranus in the Sol system, it is tipped on its side, its north pole facing the star Newton. Orbital period 60 Earth years, radius 66,642 kilometers, day length 16.8 Earth hours. Gas deposit surveyed. This gas giant appears to have a large concentration of hydrogen. Glencory. Ooh, look at that green aura. Glencory is a rock and ice planet with an atmosphere composed of chlorine and argon. The frozen surface is mainly composed of potassium with deposits of iron. Glencory is famously claimed by the eccentric Volus billionaire Kuman Shoal. He claims that a vision of a higher being told him to seek on Glencori the lost crypts of beings of light. These entities were supposedly created at the dawn of time to protect organic life from synthetic machine devils. Joel has been excavating on Glencori's toxic surface for 2 decades at great expense. No government has valued the world enough to evict his small army of mercenaries. Orbital period 20.6 Earth years, radius 7,677 kilometers, day length 18.3 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 1.01 Earth atmospheres, surface temperature minus 109 Celsius, and surface gravity 0.82 G. Survey. Matriarch's writings recovered. Scans of the planet Glencori revealed the cockpit of a Volus trading vessel. There are no signs of the rest of the ship, but the salvage team discovered one of Matriarch Dillinaga's writings in the ship's systems. Ontarom. Though Ontarom's surface is uncomfortably hot, its nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere and abundant shallow seas make it an ideal candidate for habitation by most known species. Unfortunately, the orbit of the moon of Thonal has been slowly decaying since the system coalesced. Its proximity is beginning to have tidal effects, and its dynamo-like revolution through Ontarom's magnetic field is generating increasing powerful electrical storms. While some have suggested emplacement of Mass Effect drives in an attempt to lighten the moon and correct its orbit, the scale of such a project, tens of thousands of drives costing enough to bankrupt the governments of all the Citadel races, make it a pipe dream. A multiracial effort is underway to catalog and preserve the unique genetic diversity of Ontarom's vibrant young biosphere. ExoGeniCorp and Hayun Genomics represent the Alliance's share of the effort. Orbital period 1.2 Earth years. Radius 6,443 kilometers. Day length 39.1 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 0.79 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature 58 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.82 G. And we can land here, which would progress that side quest that we just got. But because there's only one more system left, I think we're gonna go there first, see if we pick up any more side quests, do the surveys, and then we will only have the main quest systems that we haven't looked at the planets in. I think that's good. Oh, look at that. This is so pretty. Orange with a green exterior. Like, wow. Artists do a really good job with this. Tamahera is a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and xenon. Has an atmosphere. The surface is icy and composed of sodium oxide with deposits of calcium. It contains a few unremarkable metals, but mainly consists of rock. The presence of canyons and floodplains indicates that liquid water once existed, suggesting Tamahera had a thicker insulating atmosphere in the past. Orbital period 1.4 Earth years. Radius 6,302 kilometers. Day length 40.1 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 0.34 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature minus 30 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.66. And then we... Fresrop. Fresrop? I don't know. Fresrop is the moon of Clendagon. It is a frigid, barren world with an extremely thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and ethane. The crust contains plentiful deposits of heavy metals. The Alliance has opened bidding for the moon's mineral rights, but exploitation will be complicated by the system's proximity to the 5 kiloparsec ring around the galactic core. The ring is an area of intense star formation and too dangerous to safely travel. Fresrop's landscape is a nightmare of jagged, overlapping ridges and geological shock zones created by some ancient disaster. This has not deterred a generation of illegal wildcat miners from attempting to exploit the moon's mineral riches. Unfortunately, many have lost their lives. Orbital distance 168,500 kilometers from Clendagon. Orbital period 10.8 Earth days. Radius 4,113 kilometers. Day length 10.8 Earth days. Atmospheric pressure 0.1 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature minus 73 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.88 G. We can land here. As of this moment, we don't have a reason to, but we will land there in just a second. Gonna finish the survey first. Metallic asteroid. A metal-rich asteroid, radius 83 kilometers. Heavy metal surveyed. While scanning this asteroid field in the Hawking Eta cluster, you detected a large deposit of palladium. Canctra? A terrestrial world of average size, Canctra's atmosphere is composed of nitrogen and argon. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of tin with deposits of calcium. Aside from some spectacular formations of water ice at the poles, the planet has little to recommend it. Orbital distance 14.3 AU. Orbital period 60.6 Earth years. Radius 5,471 kilometers. Day length 66.7 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 0.83 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature minus 175 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.7 G. Tharopto. Purple and green! Tharopto is a typical hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of chlorine and sulfur in its atmosphere. It has over 100 moons and an extensive ring system composed of pulverized rock, presumably the debris from shattered moons. Orbital period 128.2 Earth years. Radius 68,714 kilometers. Day length 17.5 Earth hours. That's it. We have surveyed the available galaxy. Let us land on Prisrop and find out why we can land on Prisrop. Hayden and Tali. Because always Caden and Tali. Oh, what do we have here? What do we have? We have Turian wreckage. We have a crashed mining vehicle. We have engine debris. We have a biotic compound. What? Wait. We've been here. Well, apparently we've been here. Alright, we have some side quests. Valuable Minerals has updated. You have discovered sufficient sources of light metals. Continue to locate and survey the remaining minerals and elements. So we just need 5 more heavy metals. Hi, Millie Glitch. I have no memory of this. But apparently we have been here. So I just literally just noticed that behind my head, down in this lower part here, it tells me how many I need of the different things, and I only need 5 more heavy metals. I need 1 more Prothean artifact. I need 1 more Asari writings, and I need 1 more League medallion to finish those collecting quests. So this is the Hercules system in the Attican Beta cluster to find the drone containing the data module. And then we have the Dead Scientists. Years ago, a group of Alliance scientists conducted a secret project on Accuse, the planet where your entire unit was wiped out. Now someone is killing those scientists. The only project member still alive is located in the Newton system of the Kepler Verge, which I believe is going to be the first one that we do. Find the scientist, go to the Newton system. I mean, I literally just did a complete revisit of every solar system in the game because I didn't discover until last week that there were surveyable asteroids in the asteroid belts. So I literally just went back through to do that. I don't know which systems I've been to. I really wish there was a marker that would tell me, you've been here. But there's not. I wanted to look at personal history summary, because I don't remember what history I gave myself with the whole Akuz thing. You were raised on Mindoir, on the fringes of the Attican Traverse. When you were 16, the colony was raided by slavers, the entire settlement was razed, and your friends and family were slaughtered. Passing Alliance patrol rescued you, but all you loved was destroyed. Typical tragic backstory. Enlisted with the Alliance military, eventually volunteering to go to Akuz, a colony that had mysteriously dropped out of contact. As soon as it arrived on the surface, your patrol was attacked by Thresher Maws, mindless abominations of teeth and tentacles, which are basically the worms from Dune or Tremors. Well, more like Tremors. Mindless abominations of teeth. Yeah, constant gunfire couldn't drown out the shrieks of your fellow soldiers as they were dragged down to a gruesome death. 50 Marines died. I was the only one to make it back to the landing zone alive. Monument on the planet commemorates the massacre. Okay. Well. Nope. Let us go and see what this scientist has to say for himself. Or herself. They didn't specify, did they? I don't remember them specifying. Or themselves. Kepler Verge. Newton. Alright. I don't remember which planet. Glencori? No. He's so pretty, though. Sorry. All of them are so pretty! Junkro? No. Ontaram. Ontaram. Land. Our boyfriend who doesn't know it yet. And Tully. Like, I know he can't be our boyfriend. Until, like, I don't know, like the third game or something. But we're treating him like he is anyway. Oh, there's plants everywhere. Alright, let's look at the map. We're up in the western quadrant. There is an anomaly, there is some debris, and there is underground facility. Well, we're gonna kill some plants by driving over them. It's all good. They're gonna die anyway. When the moon crashes into the planet and kills everything. This is when it is really pretty, yeah. It's strangely one of the more unique ones. We don't often land on planets that have plant life. Looking for my heavy metals. Because I have to finish that collecting quest. Whew. Little stairs to go up. Oh, look at that, it's so pretty. Nice blue sky. Green plants. Although I would not be upset by, like, yellow sky with purple plants or something. It would still be really pretty. No mineral deposits. I am surprised by that. Hey, there's one. As soon as I said it. Please be heavy metal. I need heavy metal. That song, the way I'm singing, is not heavy metal. There's life! There's life on this planet! They're like weird horses. Oh no, I killed it. No! They kind of look like anteater horse dinosaur. They've got 6 limbs and a tail and the face of like an anteater, or ears are kind of kangaroo-ish. Alright. Time to play Frogger. Heavy metal! I just need 4 more heavy metal. Oh! Don't hit the cute things. This is the first planet that we've landed on that had life. Like, animal life. There's lightning in the distance. This place is awesome. It's so much better than so many of the, like, officially colonized worlds in this game. Also, I don't know why I love to drive sideways on mountains. I do this all the time. It's not logical. It's because I'm trying to survey the area, looking for metal deposits.
Going beyond the range of the operational area.
Mineral deposits, whatever. Maybe it's because I want Joker to talk to me. See another mineral deposit. Up, 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 up. Sometimes it's genuinely easier to go at an angle. Yes, that is true. What is that? Is that even on the map? Is that the outpost that I'm here to find? Am I going, like, right towards it? If so, it means I'm going the wrong direction. Oh yeah, that's definitely it. Ah! Stop shooting me, I'm nowhere close. I'm here looking for heavy metals. Palladium! This is gonna put me at 3 heavy metals. Okay. I was not ready to do the side quest yet. I'm doing side quests. I will be with you in a minute. Just hold your ponies. Just gonna make them feel like they've driven me off. When really, I'm just not ready to go there yet. Alright, so there's debris to my right. Somewhere. Up the hill. I love the lightning. I love this planet! If this was like No Man's Sky, I would totally be building a colony or like a base on this planet. The debris has been done. I just need to go north, check out this anomaly, look for more mineral deposits, and then we head to the underground facility that was shooting at me. But first, look at this view! Oh, it reminds me of like the Badlands, except there's color. I mean, it's green instead of brown. Woo! And the moon up above is really pretty too. Sadly, it's going to destroy all of this wonderful, wonderful biological life. It's a gorgeous biome. I just go to the bottom. So I don't need to be on the side of it. I'm not trying to go up it. Don't think we're gonna get another mineral deposit up here. Yeah, just the corner. Let's try and go up and over this ridge. Maybe? It should be possible. Up. 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 We made it. We're up on top. I'm on top of the world. Question mark. Here I come. Of course, I came up, now I go down. Ooh. More aminals. And a thing. Turian corpse. Is this gonna be the last data disk? Or insignia. Turian insignia recovered. It's unclear what happened to this Turian. He had an ancient paper book with the Bostra outpost insignia printed on the cover. Turian. Sorry. Prothean. Oh, I guess. That wasn't one of the collecting things. Whatever.
Yes, sir.
I feel like we hit everywhere, didn't we? Go up north a little bit and see if I pop any mineral deposits, but I don't think there's going to be any more. I will say the mineral collecting in this game so much better than in Andromeda. Doing the minerals in Andromeda and getting them to mark as completed was so frustrating. Because they wanted you to get a certain number of them in each region, and sometimes that was very difficult. I still did it because I loved that game. And me loving that game is why I'm now playing these games. Because I had never played these games. Alright, no mineral deposits popped. So we head southeast to the exclamation point. Having fun driving along the way, of course. I actually really enjoy the handling of this vehicle. I gather it did not handle well previously, and that the Legendary Edition fixed the handling on it. I don't know. If I go down into this valley, it will take me where I'm wanting to go. Woohoo! I do love when I get some good air in this vehicle. Alright. They're gonna start shooting at me again, aren't they? Ready to shoot you back! You're doing that for money? Really? Mercenary life is just not great. Okay. We are here.
Secured.
I should save. I always forget to save. Hey, Paul. Alright. I want your armor. Well, I don't like the camo on the legs, but give me green armor. I like the green. An object. There's lots of things to take in here. Try and not die. Caden! You killed Caden! I mean, he'll be back, but... Also, I should not die myself. We're just really badly positioned here for this fight. There's not really any good cover in the hallway this time. Usually the hallway's not bad. Oh boy. Alright. That was my last metapack. But not the last of the bad guys. There's one more. He's a mercenary sniper. Ah. No match for my snipering.
That one had my name on it.
Okay. That was a bit of a firefight. I still got it first try, which doesn't always happen for me. Average decryption. I'm not gonna get this time. Oh, I got it! Medical kit. Thank you. I now have one Metagel for whatever awaits beyond this room. It's fine. Totally fine. I should maybe save. Right. So many dead people on the floor. Objective is to the right, so we go left first. Oh, nope, can't go in left. The door panel is not active.
Stay back! I've got no grief with you. All I want is this bastard.
Please! He's a madman! Mr. Toombs, you're insane! You need help!
Shut up! You don't get to lie. You don't... Shepard? My God, Shepard, is that you?
Oh god. Toombs is somebody that's supposed to be dead?
Toombs? But you were on Akuz. I saw the Thresher mob pull you.
Everybody on Akuz died but me!
Took me, Shepard. The scientists.
You can't prove any of this! This man is delusional!
See, they were running tests on the Thresher Maws. They let those things hit us just to watch and study. woke up in a holding cell. The scientists were delighted I'd survived. Now they had someone to run tests on.
What kind of test?
What did they do to you, Toombs?
You can't believe Toombs. He doesn't have any proof. I demand a fair trial.
He doesn't have any proof?
There! You bastard! He knows the truth. They treated me like a lab animal. I only escaped because somebody destroyed Cerberus, their big organization.
That would be
This
me.
man deserves to die, Shepard. For you, for me, for everyone else in the unit. Are you with me?
I actually kind of wish that I had the Renegade option right now. Public, this isn't justice. Do it. Oh. Okay, so my backstory. I thought I was the only survivor. Apparently, the others, or at least Toombs lived as well, but was subjected to experiments. Go ahead.
If what you're saying is true, then pull that trigger. I won't stop you.
Mr. Toombs, please! We had no choice!
I avenged them, Shepard. Our unit can finally rest in peace. I can finally let go. The vids say that you were the sole survivor of what happened at Akuz. Who am I to argue?
Toombs' corpse slumps to the floor, his face, pinched with rage just a few moments ago, appears peaceful. He resolved the situation in his own way. You salute the corporal's body, he deserves that at least, and turn to leave. It's a pretty planet for me to sanction murder and then watch somebody commit suicide. Ralyak, thank you for the follow. I'm not sure if that's how you say your name, but... Alright, dead scientist. Report to Hackett. When the situation is resolved, I'm guessing when I go back to the ship it'll automatically... or possibly not. Okay, we can report to Hackett later.
Message coming
Oh,
in.
there it goes.
Patching it through.
I reviewed your report on the situation, Commander. It's unfortunate both the Doctor and Toombs died, but I know you did your best under the circumstances. I hope this helped you find some peace, Commander. Thank you. Fifth Fleet out.
I mean, if anything was going to make my Shepard go renegade, it is pulling in that backstory where he was the sole survivor and then finding out he wasn't the sole survivor, but the other survivor had been subjected to scientific experimentation for years. That seems like a great reason to just go a little bit renegade. Alright, so I think we popped into Attican Beta and we have a side quest in Hercules, so I'm guessing after we do Hercules, we'll check the other system to see if there are any side quests there before we do Pharos. Or the other... I don't know. We are going to do absolutely everything before main quest. It's been a lot of fun doing that too. Did we look... I think we looked at the planets. Zatoros? No, we did not. We did not. Oh, look at that pretty yellow. Zatoros is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with high-level decks of sulfur clouds. A layer of hydrocarbons has formed deeper in the atmosphere. Vast electrical storm fronts can be seen flickering across the dark side. Orbital period 113.1 Earth years. Radius 52,290 kilometers. Day length 17.2 Earth hours. Heavy metal surveyed. While scanning this planet, you detected a large deposit of gold on a nearby moon. Hey, that means we have 2 more heavy metals to finish that collect quest. Elitania. Pretty. And this is the one we can land on. Warning. Level 1 toxic hazard. Elitania appears to be a world eminently suited for colonization. Sadly, appearances are deceiving. It is covered by a verdant carpet of mosses, algae, and lichen, and possesses a thick, oxygenated atmosphere. But the animal kingdom is a web of microscopic symbiotic creatures. These are impossible to filter from the air and necessary for the native life to thrive. Unfortunately, they also cause anaphylactic shock when inhaled by non-native life. In short, settlement requires either fully sealed environment suits or replacement of the entire world's ecosystem. Some have proposed limited colonization at altitudes above the symbiont's range, or in areas where favorable winds keep the air clear. Orbital distance 12.6 AU. Orbital period 34.4 Earth years. Radius 60. I don't know why my brain did 6s. Radius 8,864 kilometers. Day length 35.6 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 2.1 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature 13 Celsius. Surface gravity 1.2 G. And we can land here, but we will do that in a moment because there's a couple other planets here. Ciudad. The proximity of the energetic star Hercules causes constant blue and violet aurorae in Ciudad's nitrogen-argon atmosphere. During periods of increased solar flares, the aurorae are bright enough to read by on the surface, and can be seen with off-the-shelf optics from a distance of several AU. Ciudad's scorching hot surface is mainly composed of magnesium with deposits of iron. A surprising variety of simple carbon-based life flourishes in a complex network of cave systems that wind through the crust, protected from Hercules' heat and radiation. Orbital period 0.4 Earth years. Radius 7,702 kilometers. Day length 67 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 1.18 Earth atmospheres. Surface temperature 523 Celsius. Surface gravity 1.3 G. Medallion recovered. While scanning Ciudad, you recovered a large debris field in geosynchronous orbit. Discovered. Wow, my brain. While scanning Ciudad, you discovered a large debris field in geosynchronous orbit. Chief Engineer Adams conducted several detailed sweeps of the area and detected a few items of interest, including a League of One medallion encased in lead molding. I think that may be the end of one of our collect quests. Zathoron. Zathoron is a small rock planet with a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide. The surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of sulfur with deposits of boron. Orbital period 9.5 Earth years. Radius 3,537 kilometers. Day length 64.9 Earth hours. Atmospheric pressure 0.37 Earth atmosphere. Surface temperature 388 Celsius. Surface gravity 0.39 G. Whew. Hi, Justy. Seems like I picked an interesting point to join. I shall have to go back and watch that later. I'm not sure exactly when you joined, but if you joined just before I took or just after I let somebody kill somebody and then watched them kill themselves, then yeah, that's an interesting point to join. We are running out of side quests. Even our collect quests are finishing. So I don't think we're going to end up main questing this week, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen next week. Our boyfriend and our girlfriend. That was when you were saying, and that's why me going renegade was appropriate. Yes. I don't have enough renegade points to actually pick the renegade option. But I selected kind of the neutral option that told this guy, that if he wanted to shoot the scientist, I wasn't going to stop him. I had the Paragon option available. Like, the blue option was available, but I did not take it. Anomaly. Downed recon probe. Debris. I don't remember why we're here. I think... Rhino? And yes, we did finish one of the collect quests. Be right! 500 bits, thank you! As you read that, for some reason in my head, I can almost hear a speeded up section, like on the radio adverts. Orbital period may vary due to regression. Consult with your astronomer for planetary wobble. Do not land if you are sensitive to radiation. I think that's kind of what I'm going for at the end, where I try to just like speed up and read through like the statistical information about the planet that comes after the description. It's like, okay, we've got like 1 second left. We have to get through all of this proprietary information that we're required to give. So I'm glad that it's coming across that way, because that is definitely what I was going for. And yes, we did finish one of our collecting quests. Which one? Collection complete. You've found all the Turian emblems. That was one of them. We finished 2 of them. We got the League of One. Entire collection found. All of the medallions and ID tags have been recovered. We've finished 2 of our collecting quests. So I'm pretty sure we're going to end up having to main quest next week. Having to. Wait, I was looking in there to find out why are we here? Lost module. Recover a data module. Wait. Hercules, yes. Find the drone containing the data module. Recon probe, debris, anomaly. I'm guessing the recon probe is what we're here for, so we'll go this way first. Also, looking at the time, we will be going for about a half an hour more, and then heading over to GaryCon Live for this week's Gax Pack episode, which is not a continuation from their cliffhanger at the end of last week. Jason Charles Miller, who's their regular GM, is out this week, and they will be having a one-shot GM'd by Eric Campbell, who, if you're unfamiliar, is an absolutely amazing GM in his own right, as are most of the cast of the Gax Pack. I don't know what is planned for this week's one-shot, but whatever it is sure to be spectacular. I also don't know who all's going to be there. Eric will be GMing. B-Dave, I think, is supposed to be there. Adriana Cazador, as far as I know, should be there. There was some question as to whether Eliza would be there. As far as I know, Vivid Vivka will be there. There was a vague mention that someone else might be there, and no mention as to who that someone else might be, but given who gave that hint, I would not be surprised to see a Sam Delev show up. I don't know that that's what's going to happen, but I would not be surprised in the least. Up the hill, up the hill. Go up. I'm trying to get up here because there's a question mark over there that I'm trying to get to. These hills are a little bit difficult to get up. And I mean, my guess of Sam DeLev being there is partly because Eric said that there might be someone else that shows up, and partly because
Yes, sir.
last time Jason was gone and Eric GM'd a game over there, Sam was part of it. Oh, also, Luke Gygax will be playing tonight too. One of the son of Gary Gygax, the son of Gary Gygax, and the person who runs the GaryCon panel. Likely right about Sam, but with the Power Play finale, yeah, I mean, if Sam is doing the Gax Pack one shot, that's gonna be a lot for Sam to do tonight. Prothean Ruin. This feels like something that I would have run across in like No Man's Sky. Mysterious Globe. Examining the strange Prothean artifact reveals a small, irregularly shaped slot on the underside. It looks as if it would fit some kind of oddly shaped key or trinket. But where such an object could be found is a mystery you are unlikely to ever solve. Okay, but now I want to solve that mystery. Don't give it to me as a quest. There's gotta be something. No. You cannot leave that hanging like that. That's just mean. Whoa! I did not mean to go up on top of that ridge quite that way. I still need some heavy metals, so I should still continue looking for mineral deposits. Also, I was half expecting that to be a Prothean data disk, and it wasn't. But it's still marked as an anomaly. It hasn't been completed. I definitely need to find that whatever key goes in there. It's interactable. It says I'm unlikely to ever find it. It sure feels like something that I have to finish, though. And my gosh, the terrain on this planet is frustrating. Joker is definitely going to yell at me. 'Cause I'm gonna get stuck. Ugh. Hey, a mineral deposit. Hopefully it's heavy metals, which is what I need. If I can get there. This terrain is heckin' difficult. I'm going further down. I'm trying to go up. Come on. Come on. We can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Ah! Up, up, up. Up, 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 up. 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 Come on. There we go. Oh, I see the mineral deposit. I don't know what it is. Palladium, heavy metal. Should be getting close. One more heavy metal to finish that quest. Continue north. Won't be easy. We may find more. I don't know. The terrain on this planet is very hard to drive on. Come on. Come on. Up the hill. There we go. Yeah, that's it. That's how you do it. Up. North. Heading north. Woof. This terrain is rather stressful. Alright, no more mineral deposits up here. So we begin to go east. Yes? Yes. To the east. To the east. Oh, but look at that view. And like the moon and the ring and the... Oh, it's just so pretty. Alright. We should go to the debris. Ooh, what's that? Is that the debris? What's that? That looks like rocks in a circle. There's life there. Those could be weird eggs. I'm just gonna save real quick. In case it turns out to be something that wants to kill me. Hello, animal plant. Animal life. Oh, they are. They're like some kind of weird... What are these? They're like little monkey mice things. That is very interesting. And even more interesting that I can't do anything with it. The bounciness of the Mako does not help, you're right. Hope that the last mineral deposit is Iron Maiden. That would indeed be heavy metal. I think my metal speed is more Megadeth than Iron Maiden, but Iron Maiden is also good. Alright. Debris. Oh, what hit me? I got hit by one and I didn't see it coming. Try again, and then I'm just gonna Omnigel it if I don't get it this time. Got that. Big area here to look through. Go behind me. And we won't necessarily find the last mineral deposit on this planet. There are still a few planets we haven't been to. Not a lot of them, but a few. There's a marker over here. Is that something I've been to already? Hello? Have I been here before? What is this? You almost said Led Zeppelin. It's only audibly like a metal. Zeppelin is good. I like Zeppelin. I don't know what technically counts as heavy metal and what doesn't, but what? I don't understand. Why am I searching these monkeys for a module? I'm confused.
You lead. I'll follow.
Did I miss something in the write-up of this mission? Lost module. Find the drone containing the data module. Apparently I need to search the monkeys for the data module? Or I did search and they didn't have one like these. These things tend to hurt me more than they help me, so I'm getting rid of them.
Isn't it?
Remind me to stay on your good side, Commander.
A monkey. Hey, come back here. Do you have the module? Don't understand why I'm searching monkeys for this module. Hi there! You have what I'm looking for? Apparently not. So weird. Did not know I was going to be searching monkeys for what I'm looking for. Oh no, did I kill the monkey? Crap. I didn't mean to do that. Alright. Searched you apparently, because you don't have an icon for me to search. This is weird. And then over here. Maybe it was one of the monkeys outside? Somehow I doubt that. Alright. Yeah, head this way. Hi there! I already searched you, apparently. Do you have it? Do you? The wild monkey chase. They stole the module. I feel like maybe I've done things out of sequence because I'm searching them for the module, but I don't know that I should be searching them for a module. Hi. We don't have it.
He dropped the data module!
Okay.
It's a miracle the data module's still intact. Joker can transmit this info to Alliance Command.
The monkey had it. I liked Tali's response to that. He dropped the data module! Uh-oh. Somebody's here to shoot me. Lord Portico! Welcome, Torpedo! Apparently the Geth were not happy that I recovered that module from that monkey. Where did they come from? Shit. Run! Well, I should maybe have saved. Okay. Well, I now know where I should be going. I'll go back in there in a minute. First, there's some debris. A hidden... No! Indeed, we have not yet joined plot. Oops. The debris is even more debris now. I have managed to find 4 side quests. Alright, so if what we need is here and not even marked on the thing, let's go to the downed recon probe first. But I want to know about this anomaly, that giant globe that has a slot to put a thing in. Explain, please. Don't actually explain. I just really want to know, because it isn't marked as complete, and I feel like it's got to be something that I can complete at some point. Alright, if I go this direction... Yes, this is the direction for this thing. I'm guessing that when I get to this, I'll find out the data module's gone. And it will tell me to go and locate that facility that I just ran across and went inside. Hey, and there's a metal deposit. We might finish that side quest. That's something we've been doing, is completing our collection side quests. Downed probe.
This is the surveillance drone. But where's the data module?
A monkey-like creature seems to have made off with the data module.
We're doing this the hard way.
Indeed. Alright, so if I go this direction... Wow, it's right on the border. Hi, Elaki, how are you? Not at the moment, but thank you. And thank you for asking. This game, for some, like, most games I'm totally fine with, like, getting hints and backseating and stuff. This one I have backseating, that I don't want. I just kind of want to figure it out for myself if I can. That just finished that collecting quest. The only collecting quest we have left is Asari Writings. We have 1 more of those needed, and Prothean Data Discs, where we have 1 more of those that we need. So we're doing really good on those. Lost module. Track the data module. And we have a marker now for where the monkey colony is. Oh, 2 monkey colony. I mean, we've already been there and recovered the module and immediately died to Geth attack. So, you know. Head for the monkey colony. Oh, this is not the place. We already know where we're going. We're gonna go around this mountain. Because on this side of it, we found a facility somewhere. This way. Okay, we're driving backwards now. Except I can't boost when I'm going backwards. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Save. And we know which monkey has it. Because I died but had not saved. It's not you. Also, I'm a doofus. I totally should have, like, refilled my medical supplies back on the Normandy a long while ago, but I didn't. Not going back right now. Monkey, monkey, monkey. Locked crate. Alright. Running in place. Silent ocean. Stuck in. No forward motion. I need to stop. Don't want a DMCA for singing an obscure Broadway song that nobody else knows. That is on a cast recording of Steel Pier. Also, just gonna speed through. It's not you. Grab this crate. We will collect the module from the monkey that has it, and then it's probably gonna be about time to raid over to GaryCon if they're live. I haven't checked to see if they're live yet, but we are really close. You're a good man, Charlie Brown. You're the kind of reminder we need. You have nobility.
It's a miracle the data module's still intact. Joker can transmit this info to Alliance Command.
You have tranquility, nobility, and a sense of honor that are very rare indeed. Woof, boom. Sorry. I've actually been in that show. I've just been since high school, but alright. That is where we're gonna save, which means we have a big firefight with the Geth when we start the game again. Let me this on that screen. Let me check and see real quick. yesterday you learned via Google Music. Just found out that Anthony Rapp played Charlie Brown. Yeah. I was a big fan of his back in the day. I mean, still am. Doesn't look like they're live. So we'll keep an eye on that. Oh, no, they are live. They just aren't showing up there yet. So, thank you everybody who stopped by today. Thank you for joining me for the continuation of how much side quest can we do before we do main quest in Mass Effect. I was a fan of Anthony Rapp. I saw him live in Rent on Broadway the year that Rent came out. And I've been a fan of him ever since. So I guess before it was cool. And Kristen Chenoweth was in You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. She was Sally Brown. Yeah, thank you all for stopping by. We are going to raid over to GaryCon Live for the Thieves Guild one-shot with GM Eric Campbell. So this is normally the Gax pack that we raid over to. Like I said, Jason Charles Miller is out today, and Eric Campbell is going to be GMing a game. So it'll be a one-shot, so you don't need to have any prior knowledge of anything that's going on. It'll all be given to you today. I highly encourage you to stick around for the raid and check that out. If you are a subscriber, you can... Nope, I misspelled it. You're welcome to copy that and paste it in the chat as a raid message. It would be very much appreciated. Otherwise, say hello when we get over there. And I will be live again tomorrow for Mystery Mischief Monday, where we will be starting The Room tomorrow. We finished Riven last week. We'll be starting The Room tomorrow. I'll be live again next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for more of Mass Effect. But I'm going to go ahead and set up this raid. It doesn't want to let me. Raid. GaryCon Live. Again, thank you all for stopping by. It's lovely to see you, and I hope I get to see you again soon. Until then, get out there and do some shenanigans. Do the shenanigans. See y'all later.